Yeah, I think if you, one of those is probably locked, so if you just unlock it, it should pull down a little further.
Over here.
Yeah. Some teamwork. Yeah. One person tugs, the other one.
Yeah.
Just release that.
Yeah, I think I'll survive. There's something. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, now you broke it.
Live stream.
No, you did.
Oh, it's been waiting like.
All right, there's nothing. Leave well enough alone.
Oh, no. Very proactively.
Does that work?
Cheers. Real teamwork here.
Thank you.
All right, I think we're all ready. So good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. It is February 15th. It's the February meeting of the Kingston Local Development Corporation. We have a quorum, so we're going to call this meeting to order at 8:05 a.m. Hope everyone's had a good February so far. So we've got a couple of things on the agenda today. So first, I'm going to ask that we maybe get started with our treasurer's report, if that's okay with everybody.
Good morning, everybody. Happy February.
Good morning.
These numbers reflect as of January 31st, so into the new year. So you'll see some of the numbers matching. Report as of 1/31, we have outstanding with a principal balance of $248,962.36. Currently, we have no delinquent borrowers. Very good news. Yes, appropriate reaction. Again, our balances are trending upwards. Our CDs, a note on the CDs, they are coming due, so we'll need to discuss how we would like to proceed with those funds. Whether we'd like to roll them back over, take them out cash. We will discuss that in the Finance Committee in the upcoming weeks. Due to some various early year expenses, we have a higher than normal expense figure in January. You'll see those reflected in the financials that were sent out with the treasurer's report. Some new business, KLDC has received 2 new microloan applications. The Finance Committee met and discussed those on Friday, February 9th, and we'll discuss that with you guys shortly. And this has changed a little bit, but as of the writing of the memo, we had not heard from last month's applicant. We have heard from that individual in the meantime, and they're looking like they're going to move forward with our counter proposal. So that's great news on that. As far as the balances go, I set that in the spreadsheet. Month to date, we're a little bit lower again due to various front-load expenses in the calendar year that took place in January. But everything else, as far as balances and interest and growth, is looking par for the course.
Was that mostly the bill from the accounting firm?
Yeah. There's salary came out, and there's some other things as well. I can bring those up if you'd like.
We reimbursed the city in all one shot in the beginning of the year.
Okay.
Salaries, wages came out, legal and accounting, yeah.
Yeah,
So that's like 30-some thousand, almost 32.
Is there a reason to do it like that? Rather than have that money sitting in an interest-bearing account and pay it out over the course of time?
We've just always done it that way. You get the bill from Don and.
Just asking the question. Trying to
maximize.
Yeah.
So if there's not any other questions, that's my treasurer's report as of January 31st.
I imagine part of that is payroll would be a nightmare if we had to contribute it every month or whatever.
Every quarters.
Right.
Yeah, it's a flat amount.
I mean, they know they're getting the money. It's not, it's not like we're gonna miss a payment. So, yeah.
Don would rather have the money to give to me than for him to pay me and then have to chase us for the money.
All right.
Does anyone have any questions about the treasurer's report? Tony?
Good.
Tony, thanks for getting us that so quickly. I didn't get back to that, so.
Thanks to me getting the information, so I was out of town Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, so it had a disaster to try to do yesterday.
Yeah, well, thanks for getting it out last week.
I move to accept the treasurer's report.
Second.
All right, Tony, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any
Aye.
opposed? Great. So I'd like to, while we're doing, motions, I'd like to have a motion to approve the minutes from our previous meeting back in January 18th.
So moved.
Thank you, Dave. Second, Lenny, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Great. So we have been very busy with loan applications over the last month and a half, so we haven't really gotten to spend a lot of time on marketing, which I guess maybe if loan applications are coming in, it means maybe we're,
Good news.
that's good news,
Where's
but
it now?
we do have to get back to that. And so, before we get into our loan applications, which we would have to most likely go into executive session to be able to discuss the details, is there any other issues? Yeah.
So just to piggyback on that.
Yeah.
Do we know how these people are finding this? Are we asking?
We should ask.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know that with our applicants today from Village, I specifically, as I've been I meet a lot with businesses.
Sure.
And so I always pitch,
Absolutely.
what we have. And so personally for them in particular, I know that.
You're our marketing executive.
Yeah, well, we're out there. We
Boots
gotta
on the
do it.
ground, yeah. Okay, that's, and then the RFP, we're gonna work on it in the future, hopefully
Yes.
next week. Okay, that's all, that was my only.
RFP for.
Marketing.
Yeah, that was on my
Yes.
checklist too, so
The
that's.
next meeting is definitely gonna include the audit. So the auditors are just about finished with our year-end audit. It has to be brought before you and approved at the March meeting. It has to be uploaded before the end of March to the ADO.
Okay.
That should be on everyone's calendar about March 21st, is that?
And is that usually a full, I can't remember, I was here last year, but I can't remember the length of that meeting. Does that take up the entire meeting or could we get some discussion about the market?
Yeah, we'll get the audit to everyone in advance.
Yeah.
And so,
As soon as they get me the draft, I'll give you the draft.
Unless there's some hiccups or issues in there, my guess is that it should go fairly smooth.
yes. Yeah.
Some time to talk about the marketing. Because then it won't be until April.
Do we know what we wanna ask in an RFP?
So we
That's
talked
my big question.
Right, so we talked about it last time. I think that we have sort of a framework based on the kind of the questions that we asked and that we sent. And so I think that, what Mandy and I can do is we can work on kind of drafting up what we think are some of the things that we'd be asking for.
Sure.
And then we'll email that out to everybody.
Is it like bad form for someone like me to draft up something like that and contribute to the group and then we can cherry pick what we want?
No, as long as you're not gonna put in for it to respond to it.
No,
Then
what I wanna do is put in for
Yes.
good information so that when we put an RFP out.
Yeah.
When we get, it's like, we can get it as far along as we can.
That would be great, super helpful. If you want to get us started,
I can tell you, I will, yes.
But if you guys could look at it just. to
Yes,
make sure.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, because there were some, I know I submitted some questions.
Oh, yeah, in no way am I saying use my RFP,
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
I think it's great.
pick from it, any ideas that we might.
But if there's certain things that need to be cleared by, local law.
Oh, yeah.
And so the aim would be to have the draft RFP ready with comments from us, ready to approve next week.
yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. Hearing nothing else, yeah, okay.
Their last meeting, we were talking about information about splitting off some of the property or getting information on the property, the business park.
Yeah, so what I would like to propose, is that we have a land disposition committee. And I'm not proposing that we are gonna be disposing of anything anytime soon, but that would be a process. And so what I would like to do is actually schedule a meeting with the disposition committee, to be able to talk about, what that would look like and, in the long term, potentially, put some funds aside to be able to actually kind of do a suitability, kind of a land suitability analysis to actually look at our land to see, are there any flat spots? Are there any areas that are easily accessible? And be able to have us be able to kind of frame out, like, what do we actually have up there? I mean, I know
Like an inventory.
yeah, sort of like to be able to take all of the environmental work that was done and all of the topos and all of where the wetlands are and really kind of be able to see, and I don't think it would be more than a couple $1,000s to help do something like that, but the disposition committee should really talk about that and then make a proposal to the board more officially. And so we'll have to look at to see who's on that committee, but Mandy and I will be reaching out in the next month or so to kind of have a subcommittee put together based on everyone's schedule.
Sounds like a plan.
We have people on that committee already, right?
I'm gonna look to see. who's on.
Yeah. So it's been a while since we.
Good point.
We have it, I just don't know who's on it.
Yeah.
Creeks.
Maybe they're in Wellbrook Cemetery.
No.
Kidding.
Yeah.
Paul, are you local?
Pardon me?
Are you local or are you in Timbuktu or 3?
No, I'm in Florida.
I was gonna say, it looks like mine.
Yeah, I know, it looks white, which means it's not up here
Yeah.
typically.
Well, plus, look at him, come on. He's got the hair pulled back, he's got a tan, and I'm like.
Good for you.
All right, so we'll send that out to everybody, and, we can, report back on who's on the committee too, so. So hearing nothing else at this point, so we do have 2 loan applications as well as an update on our loan applications from last week. And so I'd like to ask for a motion to go into executive session to be able to discuss the financial details of these loan applications from both Village Coffee and Village Grocery, as well as Fantasy Bagels from last time. So do I have a motion?
I'm over.
Lenny, Tony, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. All right, can I have a motion to enter back into regular session? Thanks, Tony. Sal, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, great. So I think with coming out of executive session, we don't have any business at this point. We are going to invite our applicants to come meet with us next month. And so with that said, we're going to go ahead and ask for a motion to adjourn. All right, thank you, Sal. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, thank you all very much today. Appreciate it.
Thank you.